Can y'all do me a favor, please? Can y'all tell them what your dad means to you?
Daddy means a lot to us.
Dad, it's not a day that I don't think about you. You mean the absolute world to me. Like every time someone asks me, who is your dad? I faithfully say that it's Brandon Smith.
Family, welcome to a very, very special edition of the Family Barbecue Family Talk. Let's discuss it. Man, no, man, it's your boy, the CEO B. Then you got Nick with the Tiger Woods hat on and not your average Chef Jimbo. The First Lady Cree is in the building. And Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, Uncle Pudge. And you know who the greatest of them all, Nate the Great. Everybody, y'all say something to the people for our special Father's Day episode.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, folks.
I love you, Daddy.
We love all the fathers out there. Yeah, man, this is special for our fathers of the Family Talk Barbecue. Let's do something special. It's nothing that we normally don't do, but we're gonna do it today. Special mental health check for the fathers. And Cree, we know you the First Lady, but you can give yours as well. But special mental health check for all our fathers. Not your average Chef Jimbo.
I was about to say be the CEO. Nah.
Hey, I can run it off.
Listen. I'm a. Do I need to say anything?
Man, he never gives a number.
Does the pearly whites tell you everything that you need to know? Listen, man, I'm beautiful. I'm great. I'm a 10. I'm alive. Just got to get my daughters to stop arguing. That's all.
Hey, that ain't gonna never stop.
That ain't never gonna happen.
Never stop. Hey, and I'll follow up right behind Not Your Average Chef, man. I'm a 10 as well. The boys was already arguing this morning about video games and such stuff that boys do. That's what they do. But I'm a 10, man. I feel good to be up and in front of you lovely folks that are watching right now. Uncle Pudge, let's move it to you too, man. Father's Day mental health check. Where you at today?
I am a 10. All my babies out here under one roof. That always makes me happy, man. Watching them waking their ass up to get clean. Like, we got to do some cleaning today. I got my labor force.
That's what's up.
Man, shoot, I got to make blueberry pancakes after this.
Blueberry pancakes.
That sounds good.
That do sound kind of good.
That's what they want. Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. Let's run it off to some other people, man. Nick, man, you a father, you a doggy pup father, you a uncle. How you feeling today? We're not discarding we're not discarding nobody else. So, Nick, where you at today, man?
I'm good. I'm at a 10. You know, Jimmy woke me up today. They coming all on here, raspy voice. I want to repeat herself. Brandon just be having good conversation. Mr. Who Loves You Baby, what's happening?
Yes,
I'm good today.
Nate, man, you an uncle as well, man. How you doing today?
Like you said, I woke up with the raspy voice, so I'm at a 10. I can't complain.
Yes, sir. Let's finish off with the First Lady Cree. How are you doing today? What's your mental health check?
So I'm at a 10 today. It's been a rough week, but I get to be with you guys, see your beautiful faces. So
there you go.
Thanks, Cree.
Oh.
Yeah. So we all know why we're here today. It's Father's Day, man. Father's Day. So let's just run into it. We ain't gonna even hold nobody on this time. Let's just run into it to all our fathers, man. What does a father mean to you? That's what we're gonna start out with today, man.
Hold on. Who gave you that shirt?
My sister. Hey, she saw the shirt. She said, "Man, I saw the shirt and I was like, Jimmy, that's Jimmy all day. Jimmy wake up and think he awesome."
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I like it.
All right,
I like it. Thank you, Jimmy. We're all awesome, by the way.
No, all of you guys are freakishly awesome.
Oh boy, I appreciate you.
Oh, we get freakishly in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all 100%
That's
true.
him wanting to stand alone.
That's a good way of saying that I'm still in a class that y'all ain't in.
Right.
Well, I put y'all above me. You know what I'm saying? So
depending on how
That
people
sounds
looking
good.
at the scale.
no, freakishly and awesome. Like this. Come on, freakishly is up here. Awesome.
Some people look at it backwards. Sometimes people want to start at the bottom.
Man, start the show.
Let's do it. All right, man. What does a father mean to you, man? Let's start out with that very first question. Let's start out with Uncle Pudge. What does a father? What does that word father mean to you?
Father, man, that's, you know what? I prefer the word dad because any fool can father a child, but a real man can be a dad.
He about to take us to church. Go ahead.
You know I am. You know, when you hear dad, that's the guy. That's the man that brings it all together for you. That's the man that gives you the strength and courage that when you fall down to pick yourself up, dust you off, you know, you get right back out there. That's the one that's going to understand and go to war for you. You know, when you crying, he going to comfort you. You know, not like your mom, but he going to give you the strength, man, fight those demons, fight this world. You know, he's security all the way around. That's what, when I hear that word, I try to live up to that. I try to, you know, be all that and then some, because it's a very important person in your life.
Yes, sir. Nate the Great, man. What does the word father mean for you?
Oh man, a lot, everything what he just preached about, and you know, somebody you could go to for anything and talk about. You know, like you said, pick you up, have some fun, show you some things that you ain't supposed to be showed. And you know, we you know, Daddy, he let us, you know, drive at a younger age and, you know, do some things. So all that stuff and more.
Cree, let's go with Cree. What does the word father mean for you, Cree?
I think the very first thing that pops up in my head is like my protector. Like I feel like as women, we want our fathers to protect us. Like we want to be under their wing and just feel safe. So I think, I mean, for me, that word alone is just the umbrella for everything. Like my confidant, my best friend. I'm a daddy's girl, so like I want to be under my dad's wing all the time. Like I'm like him anyway. So yeah, that's what the word father means to me.
Not your average chef, man. What does the word father mean for you, brother?
You know, I'm gonna dare to be different, go against Tilly just a little bit. You know, I like the word father because of Yod Hed Vad Hed. For those who don't understand, you know, this God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God I serve. He called himself father. He said, "I am your father." So if that title is good enough to him, God dog it, it's good enough for everybody else on this planet. So yes, father. To me, a father is someone who can control, teach, and set an atmosphere, not just in your house, but in the hearts and the minds of your children, and the, you know, and of your wife as well, and of those in your community. Teach them how to control their emotions, set that atmosphere. Teach them how to speak to people, set that atmosphere. Teach them how to handle situations that may be, you know, a little array, set that atmosphere. That's what it is to me.
Good answer. Nick, man, what the word father means for you?
Just like Jimmy stole my little idea, but when I first had father, you know, I go back to religion or whatever. But as far as father on earth, like Nate said, he gonna teach you some things your mom ain't gonna teach you, or don't want your mom to figure out or find out. He gonna put you in your place when you're wrong or when you're right. Just gonna give you a better way to explain yourself or how to go about the situation. Just an overall, you know, fun person to be around, just like our dad was. he was just a fun person to be around, and he taught us without us knowing he was teaching us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. The word father, what it means for me is the first word I think of is leadership. You know, he's a sense and a showing on how you can conduct yourself. Responsibility. That's another word that pops up in my head. Of course, the spiritual aspect as well. But like Nick said, as far as on this earth, you know what I mean. He teaches young men. He teaches young girls. Going back to what Nick and they said about our dad, you know what I'm saying, taught us how to drive at a very young age. I believe we was 12, 11 around that time when he let us drive his car on that back street. That dirt road, yeah. So it's just a person that's fun to be around, person that you look up to, person that you respect. Respect pops into my head as well. All of us got good, great answers on the word father. I think it all piles into one. But yeah, that's what father means to me.
You can keep going on and on, boy.
Yeah, it's a lot you can say about that. It's a lot. Yeah. Dads are very important. They are very important. But let's keep it.
We don't show it like through Father's Day like we do Mother's Day, but this year gonna be different, at least far as the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Daddy's hard getting socks.
Yeah. Dad's hard getting socks and ties and coffee mugs.
Mothers get people at the dinner, they get roses, they get money, they get a lot.
Yeah, we finna change the narrative, Jimbo. We finna change that.
They give us we got you a new grill that you can grill right now.
But you gotta put it together first.
Oh, for real.
Yeah,
they finally got a Father's Day brunch up here, but they charge more than the mothers.
We're not looking past the dads this year. Most definitely, we are not looking past the dads.
Dad joke.
Asked my dad for his best dad joke, and he said, "You."
No, that was not funny, but it was the way that you said it. That was not funny at all.
And I got another question for y'all, man. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We talked about driving a little bit, man. Who taught y'all how to drive? I know who taught me, Nick and Nate. Well, who started to teach us? Mom kind of finished it, but who started to teach us was our dad on how to drive. Like I said, we was very young, 11, 12 years old. So let's go to I'm Not Your Average Chef, man. Did Pops teach you how to drive, or did Moms teach you how to drive?
Mostly Moms, but Pops did as well. Yeah.
What about you, Uncle Pudge?
Oddly enough, it was Tristan's mom who taught me how to drive.
You say Tristan's mom? How old was you?
Yeah, 34.
She taught you how to drive at 34 years old.
Yeah.
I
mean, dude, I grew up in Chicago.
Oh yeah, you guys have
Chicago.
You don't need no much transportation. You're riding a whole bunch of trains and buses.
That's right.
I'm sorry, we in Florida, so
we
can't just hop on the bus and go everywhere.
Cree, man, who taught you how to drive? Was it Pops or was it Moms?
Neither of them.
Oh.
It was actually I had one lesson from a friend, and then one day I just took the car myself, like told my mom, I'm taking the car, and I just drove around the neighborhood. But nobody really taught me how to drive. But my dad did teach me how to change a tire, do an oil change, and all that good stuff. So
speak about that a little bit.
But what you talking about? Like the oil change and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So my dad is a mechanic, and my whole a lot of my dad's side of the family are mechanics as well too. So I grew up around like tools and all that good stuff. Like on a Saturday, I'll be outside with my dad helping him fix the car and stuff. So I mean, I know a lot about stuff that I feel like a lot of men should know, but I can do all of it. I just choose not to do it. I don't want to get dirty.
And you don't have to. That's what us men is for.
But if I need to, I need to,
Get out there and get dirty with the best.
Yeah.
I dig what you're saying. Nate, man, so we know who already implemented the driving thing with us, but so the question is going to shift a little bit. What was your thought when Daddy was like, all right, y'all going to get behind this wheel and let's get it? What's your thought?
I mean, first off, it's like, all right, like let's do it. Like everybody want to try when they're young. So,
right.
but then when you get in that seat, you kind of like, you know what I mean? So I mean, and to let 12-year-olds drive and like have the confidence to be like, all right, they ain't finna wreck my car. Like that was something, you know, serious. And I guess going through it was more like, you know, oh, I'm driving, it's cool, but at the same time, it's like you got to be safe about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Nick, what's your thought process when Daddy put us behind the wheel so young?
I mean, it's the same thing that you said. Like as a kid, you want to drive. You want to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
As soon as you get older, you don't want to drive nowhere. But
oh boy,
I'm driving everywhere, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, it's fun. You get behind there, you stiff, but he telling you, you know, calm down, relax, focus. Just tell you the little stuff. You're on the back street, ain't no real, you know, traffic out here. So you just get out there and you do it.
Yeah, and the same thing y'all said. It was cool. It was fun. But the fact that he wanted us to do it so young and knew that it was something that we needed to know how to do growing up. The thought without us knowing, like Nate said earlier, man, he was teaching. Or Nick, either Nick or Nate said it. He was teaching us without even knowing. So just the thought of putting us behind the wheel, knowing this is something y'all gonna have to do when y'all grow up. Let's go ahead and start learning it now. Let's not hold back anything. So that was cool for Pops to put us behind the wheel early. And like Nick said, man, I hate driving now. I don't like driving nowhere. But I make Sam drive a lot. I make Sam drive a lot.
Well, I wish I had that power.
I know, right?
I make Sam drive a lot.
Dad joke.
What did the ocean say to the beach?
Nothing. It's just wave.
That was stupid.
That's the whole point. Dad jokes are stupid.
But let's move on a little bit. Let's jump into something else real quick. And this question I think is pointed more so at the fathers, but as uncles as well, we're gonna want your input on something like this as well. Man, what's your biggest joy of being a father?
My biggest joy is a few things, man. Like I enjoy putting my children to sleep and waking up with them. I enjoy taking them to school or aftercare or summer care and picking them back up. I enjoy stuff like that. And I enjoy the biggest thing I enjoy in the morning. I always get my good morning hugs and kisses. I enjoy that more than anything in the world.
Wait till they get about 12, 13.
Hey, Jimbo, you better soak it in now, boy.
Nah, Zoe a daddy's girl, so I'm gonna get them no matter what.
Hey, Chris, when did you stop?
Me?
Yeah, giving your daddy hugs and kisses. I mean, you always give them hugs or whatever, but
like around high school.
It's gonna stop, Jimmy. That's a daddy.
That's because of certain situations. Now I do it like more than ever, but that was because there was a lot going on during that time. But yeah.
And to you,
now,
don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta
Never get off me.
Uncle Pudge, let's move the question on to you, man. What's the biggest joy of being a father?
You know what, man? To watch them at every stage of development, watching them grow, you know, man. But my absolute favorite is when they just say, just call me dad. I love it. Yeah. You know, when they just ask me questions and talk to me and, you know, and just want to be around me because I'm soaking it in because I know that's going to end because my oldest is 14 next Friday. My daughter will be 13. So I have a teenage girl and a teenage boy and a lot of gray hair, you know, so yeah, that's all of it, man. It's just the most awesome feeling in the world to know I got kids and I love them and they love me for now.
I'll piggyback on what Not Your Average Chef Jimbo said and Uncle Push said. The biggest joy for me, man, is Is waking up in the morning and one of the biggest things is Xavier saying, "Good morning, Dad." You know what I mean? For Elijah, every night before he go to bed, to come give me a hug. And this is every night. I'm not exaggerating. They give me a hug and say, "Love you, Dad," because that makes me feel like I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? When Zaria called me from college and she needs advice about something, when Cam calls me, he calls me just to talk to me about cookies. You know what I mean? And then when Ziana and Zaria call, and it's just that feeling to know that I mean something to them. It's the feeling that I mean something to somebody. I always get thanks from Zaria for what I've done for her in her life and that type of nature. But it's the feeling that I meant something and that they've learned something from me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy just walking around here and seeing Xavier picking up my habits or my mannerisms and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got a story for you. Like Uncle Pudge say, one morning I was getting ready for work and I was brushing my teeth, and he had never seen me use Listerine before, because usually he's already gone before I get up. But he happened to see me use Listerine. He said, "Daddy, what's that?" I said, "That's Listerine." He's like, "Listerine?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, what do you use it for?" I said, "I make my breath fresh and I get all the bacteria and germs out of my mouth." He's like, "Oh, can I have some?" I was like, "Nah, you a little too young. I think you're going to drink it. It's alcohol." And I say crazy man juice. Y'all remember what Dad used to call it? Whatever. So I said, "This crazy man juice." He said, "So when I get bigger, can I use it?" I was like, "Absolutely, sir. You want to keep your breath fresh." He said, "Okay." Then he just ran and told his mom, "I want to be like my dad."
Aww.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the stuff that warmed my heart. And that's the stuff that I get the joy out of it, to seeing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That makes me melt in my heart for being a dad. So
Let me tell a story.
He's showing off that shirt.
Y'all gotta cut that out. That's my line. That's my saying.
Let's do it, Jimbo.
So a moment that I really loved. I really loved it. And Nate was there. We was at the beach. I love this dad moment. My daughter, she got sand in her eye. Freaking out. And I'm like, calm down. Oh, Daddy, it's all about. I'm like, listen, you freaking out like that, that's not going to do. Like, giving her the teaching lesson. I know it hurts, but you freaking out, that's not going to do anything. Our goal
Jimmy was treating her like a prisoner. He was like, "Calm down. Go put the water in your eye."
But like, as we were walking back, after we finally got the sand out of eye, got her to calm down, and I'm explaining to him like, "Hey, when stuff like this happen, you, instead of freaking out, you say you're gonna freak out, but you got to tell yourself, I need to calm down. I need to calm down." And she started calming down, and she said, "Okay, I need to calm down." I say, the goal is to fix the problem, but you need to do your best to stay calm. She said, "Okay, Daddy, I'm gonna calm down." And she was calm all the way until we got to the store to got what we need to wash out her eye and all this stuff. I'm like, that was a good moment.
Let's move the question on to Nick and Nate, because they uncles, and we're not gonna look past that. So let's start out with Nick.
Right now, my godson, he young. All he want to do is stay with his mama. Go like he like to go to women and go to his daddy. So right now, I don't too much deal with him. I hold him there, Blue Moon. He pushed back. So, but as far as being an uncle, I mean, it's cool being that person that Brandon and Nate. When we was growing up, we had uncles, but I'm talking about like big cousins. We was in that generational gap where our big cousins was too big and our little cousins was too little, so we ain't really had nobody to guide us as cousins wise what to do. So I try to be that for the nephews. You know what I mean? Tell them to do this, at least sports wise. Do this, do that. Keep your grades up. Talking to Cam and Zaria and all them. And it's cool when, especially Cam love coming down here. Cam been down here 2 days this week.
That's what's up.
And he brought his ZZ the first time, and he brought Zaria the second time. But it's just fun when they want to come and hang out with you. It's a problem when they don't want to hang out with you. But It's cool just hanging around, talking, ordering some food, just letting them see a different lifestyle that they haven't seen.
That's what's up. So Nate, let's go to the question you, because you a godfather, you a uncle.
Man, them boys get on my nerves. They 4 years old, and one of them he just rowdy. And I guess one of the joys is when their mom tell me that every time somebody come to the door, they think it's me. Every time they hear that doorbell ring, they be like, Nate at the door. Or they see a car when they, driving in the seat. There go Nate, and Nina got to tell them that's not Nate's car. So I guess that's one of the joys to know that that I'm always around, and they know that I'm gonna always be there to a certain extent. But them little jokers get on my nerves.
Especially that light skin one.
He use your whole body as a jungle gym. And he always scream.
So that's the godfather aspect. You're an uncle too, man. What's the joy of being an uncle?
Pretty much what Nick just got done saying, knowing like you'll give him, your advice or whatever, but it's a softer feeling to go to your uncle and talk like Uncle Jason. Like it's one thing to talk to daddy, but Uncle Jason will talk about anything and everything. Not that you can't do it with your dad, but talking to your uncle is a little different. You know what I mean? So I guess that's one of the aspects when it comes to that, and knowing that you can give them back.
Yeah.
They can come, you hang out, do that, then you can give them back.
Keeping it real.
I was about to say even Jimmy girls, like when Jimmy got his girls, they always asking, when we coming down to see him, or like they just asked us to go to their graduation. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it, but it's great to know that we are involved whenever they want something, whenever they're doing something or want something to happen. Dad, how do you steal someone's coat?
Jacket. Question?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all have girls, right?
Yeah,
I do.
So how does it feel to be a girl dad?
It feels great. It feels great.
I got
well now. Oh Lord. I love it. I love it.
What do you love about it?
What do I love about it?
We know there's a different relationship with a girl and her father. So
yeah.
I love the simple fact of just to hear them when we're out somewhere, for them to be like, oh, like they want to run and people like, oh no, wait, we can't go too far from daddy because daddy's gonna protect us if anything were to happen to us. Oh, and if something were to happen, they see something like, oh, dad, if that would have happened to us, you got your gun. Oh, we know you gonna get them. Yeah. My oldest, she's such a daddy's girl. She'll go to her school. She told the kids, you don't leave alone. I'm gonna get my daddy, and he gonna get you and your daddy. I said, don't tell the children that, baby.
I'm trying to start stuff, don't say that.
But just to know that they're that confident, and they know that I'm going to protect them.
Yeah.
But no, when Zaria calls me and she asks for advice, you know what I mean? And Zaria's been through some things where she had some boy trouble. She's been through some things where the boy was cheating on her and stuff like that. And for me to be her first point of contact is just an amazing feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's just an amazing feeling. Knowing that I've been through certain situations she's been through, and that she knows I've been through certain situations that she's going through now, for me to be the point of contact to talk about it. I let her cry to me. And of all of that, it's the best feeling. It's the best feeling to have if you have some girls. So that's a good question, Creed. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. So you're a daughter of a girl dad. So how do you think he feels when you? Let's ask that question. Let's revert it back to you now. How do you feel? How do you feel of you being the girl to a girl dad? And what's that feeling like?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm trying to answer it the right way. I love being, a daughter to, like, we've had a lot of our ups and downs throughout the years. especially during the time my parents separated. But I feel like in the last 3 years we've gotten like closer again. And my dad is the type of person like he don't really express too much, but I know he looks at me like I'm his like golden star, you know. So I don't know. If I keep talking, I'm gonna get emotional because I love my daddy so much. So I'm not gonna keep talking, but I just know it's a.
But the thing is, this is for our dads. They want
Yeah.
to see us emotional. So if you get emotional, that is cool.
Well, I had a question.
Yeah.
So my question is for the fathers with daughters. Do y'all think about the way that y'all looked at women and seeing how y'all gonna raise y'all daughters different?
That's a good question.
Or make sure nobody treat them the way that certain men treat they women?
So I would say no, because you can't control what someone else, how they treat you. But my goal, I just want I teach them a lot about being observant and seeing what people does and how to distance yourself from certain things and certain things that people say and do. So that's the part that I try to teach my girls. Oh, daddy, this person did this to me at school. This person did. So how did you respond? Oh, well, I didn't say anything. Okay. Well, you could have did this. You could have did option A, B, C, or D. You have different options. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to play with that person. You don't have to be next to that person. You don't have to do anything with that person. That person come around, you could go the other way or just tell them that I don't want to play with you. You know what I'm saying? It's or you can play with them and just work through it. I always teach them it's more than 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to handle certain things.
Yeah, I think Jimbo is right on point what you're saying. I know for me, what was important for me, especially in my last relationship, was them watching how I treated their mother. And my example is that I can't sit here and say I did everything right, but for what I showed in front of them, this is how a man is supposed to treat your mother or treat you as you're older. This is how you're supposed to be treated. You're not supposed to be cussed out. You're not supposed to be called out of your name. You're not supposed to be hit on. This is that for me, it was just showing that aspect. No matter what me and the mother was going through, because that was always between us behind doors, closed doors. But in front of those children, this is how you should, especially those girls, this is how a man is supposed to treat you. And now in front of boys, it's flipping and saying in front of boys, this is how you're supposed to treat a woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's big for me to answer your question, Nate, about as far as girls, but just to say as far as boys as well. This is how you're supposed to treat a woman. You ain't supposed to call no woman out their name. Their mother gave them a name, that's what you call it. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your hands on no female. I don't care what the outcome or I don't care what the situation is. Don't put your hands on no female. Now, if
and we need to teach our women, keep your hands to yourself too.
That's all. I was just going to get to that.
Right.
And I done told my girls, don't y'all put no hands on no man. Don't give them the handgun to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them no way to hurt you. So you don't be putting your hands on them just because I walk around here preaching that boys shouldn't put their hands on women. That goes for women too. Don't put your hands on no man.
But do y'all preach that to y'all girls?
Yeah,
absolutely,
bro.
Absolutely.
I tell my girls, I say, put it like this. I say, I don't want you to put your hands on nobody, but say if you put your hands on somebody, be ready for them to put their hands right back on you because they have that right.
Absolutely. That's the same thing I told.
Once you violated them.
Same thing I told them. I mean, if it comes to a point where if you put your hands on somebody, just know they're going to fight back. Mm-hmm. All men ain't going to walk away.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some men walk around here, you put your hands on me, I don't care if you male or female, I'm getting back at you.
For real, chopping your throat.
Yeah, so just know if you going out here putting your hands on people, be prepared. Don't be running to me talking about something. Well, he hit me. What'd you do to him? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask that question. Now, do I love you? Yes. And do I want to be on your side? Yes. But I need to know the whole story. What'd you do to him? Well, I slapped him. He hit back. Don't put your hands on no man. Just like we say, men don't put your hands on no female. So that's something that us as fathers. And a lot of fathers don't teach. Sure. That's what us as fathers need to continue to teach in these next generation. So, let's answer Nate's question as well because we know you got two girls, don't you?
No, I got one.
You got one?
Just one.
Girl? So answer that question that Nate asked, man.
Yeah, man. For me, I think about it all the time, honestly. Especially now, she's about to be 13. So I'm thinking about what it's going to be like as she starts discovering boys. You know, what advice can I give her? I mean, I worry, but I try to keep a level head when I think about it. I'm like, you know what? She my daughter. I'm going to just advise her. Like I hope somebody would advise me when I was that age, treat people how you want to be treated, respect, carry yourself a certain way. And then I look at her and she like bigger than all the kids in her grade. So now I'm thinking, damn, I got another baby D on my hands. I got to make sure she don't beat nobody up, because she's a big D. Yeah, she built like her too, man. And she built, man. I'm like, I might have to be called up to the school because she whooping up on boys. I'm like, man, she is, man. I'm like, she is I love her personality though, man. But I think about when she dating, I'm like, I told Tiffany this. I'm like, I hate it when guys sat me down and told about, well, if you hurt her, I'm gonna kill you and all that shit. I'm like, man, how many motherfucking chicks' heart you broken? Get the fuck out of my face. Like, man, what I'm gonna do is when she bring home some little scraggly boy, I'm gonna try to keep it cool. I'm gonna send them both down because boys are scraggly, man. Yeah, I'm gonna send them both down and just talk to them and say, listen, just be real with each other. Yeah. Just talk whatever it is you want. Be honest about it. And don't come in here and think you can tell me you just want to hit it. Nah, brother, I choked the shit out of you. That's too honest. Just be real with each other. Make your intentions known up front so that way nobody can have any misunderstandings. No games are played. And y'all, just do whatever and enjoy it for what it is right now. Because you ever changing, and as you grow, your taste change and preferences change. So just enjoy what it is right now and keep it real. But it keeps me up at night sometimes.
Dad joke.
I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered. That sounds like a white person joke.
Yeah,
all of them do.
That's funny. So let me hit y'all with another one. And it's gonna be a father question or a mother question. And y'all just let me know what y'all feel about what I'm getting ready to ask here real quick. What's the biggest advice anyone has given you, and what prompted that advice? And did that advice come from mom or did it come from dad?
I would say the biggest advice. What about being a dad?
Either one. I know it's Father's Day, but we can go either or.
I would say about being a dad, my second dad, my god dad, he told me to, when your kids come to you and tell you stuff, always remain cool. Don't overreact because you want them to feel comfortable with coming and talk to you about stuff.
Perfect.
That's really good.
Nick, what's yours?
I know I done said it before. Biggest advice I done got was from Ma when she said, no matter whether you get mad at somebody else or not, they gonna move on with their life. So
Perfect.
I think I said that on Mother's Day episode.
Yeah. You got one for Pops? Anything that Pops might have told you?
It wasn't nothing really that he told me. It was just that y'all know Daddy. He was just a laid back dude. I mean, he was always cool. I don't think I ever seen him raise his voice.
Nah.
Matter of fact, when that probably had Central when he beat Uncle Derek up.
Threw him off the
only thing he raised his voice doing that. I think he was still cool and calm, and Uncle Derek was just drunk and he just handled the situation. But Daddy was just always laid back, and That's what I take from, like, I feel.
The only thing I can think of Ma saying, be slow to speak. I still ain't figured that out yet, but be slow to speak is
Me
a good
neither.
one.
No, Nate, I think you figured it out pretty good.
You figured it out a long
That's the way
time
I be
ago.
talking to people at work.
Huh?
I said that's the way I be talking to people at work.
Nah, you think about what you're gonna say before you say it. I think you got
Yeah.
it, bro. Don't
You got it.
listen. Give yourself some credit now.
Yeah.
Well, that's one that sticks out.
For me,
Yeah.
my mom, man. So much wisdom she imparted on me. But I guess one thing that stood out and that I use to this day is she always said you don't have to speak at all. Just sit back and listen. And a person will tell you who they are just by the words in their conversation. And I do that all the time when I'm in a new setting. I just be quiet and sit back and listen to the people around me. And then I know where you coming from and how to approach you.
That's good info. Hey, Creed, mom or dad, man, what's the biggest advice?
Well, it didn't come from any of them.
Okay.
So I had a youth pastor growing up, and he was like a second father to me. So one thing that he used to tell me all the time was, whatever you're feeling, whatever ideas you have, doesn't matter what it is, write it down. And it wasn't until like last year, I actually sent him like a message that said, thank you for, telling me this, because I now understand what you meant. Cause I was young. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever you say, but I understand it now. So I think that's one of the biggest advice that really stuck with me. He was like another father for me. So
that's what's up. I've gotten things from both my mom and dad that stuck with me. Let's start off with moms. And I say this all the time. She always tell me to know who you're dealing with. If you know who you're dealing with, a lot of things shouldn't surprise you. That was one thing that I got from moms. From dad, that's when I first start becoming a father. One thing that he told me a long, long time ago, he's like, I don't care what you go through in your relationship as far as your spouse. You never let that dictate on how you teach those children or how you raise those children. You always be for those children. And I know he was saying this out of guilt. You know what I'm saying? And I told him that. I was like, you ain't got to tell me that out of guilt. I know how you feel. He was like, but this is something that I want you to know. And I don't want you to make the mistakes that I've made. And he was like, you be there for those children no matter what. Don't let nobody hold you back. Nobody walking the face of this planet should be holding you back from those children. And that's what I took from him. And then since that day, no matter what I go through with my spouse, those children have nothing to do with what's going on between us. So that's one of the things that I've taken along with what my mom said as well, going back to the advice that I've taken. So
I got two questions actually. Y'all can either answer them or not. But first question, do y'all have favorites as fathers? Y'all can say yes and leave it at that.
I would say I would say for me,
a little head now he did.
For me, I love them in a favorite type of way. They all give me something different. Every last one of them give me something different. And I love them differently for it. Now, do I have a favorite? Like, it depends on the situation. Like, if it comes with a conversation, I like to talk to Zaria more than anybody. If it's about trying to be funny or trying to make somebody laugh, I'm talking to Elijah. You know what I'm saying? If it's about cars, I'm talking to Cam. So I have my different. You
got 4 more kids. Name them other
And when it comes to being goofy or rapping, I'm talking to Zion. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dancing, or I just want to be in the spotlight and I want everybody to watch me, I'm talking to Zaria. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to just being cute or just watching every step I make and every move I take, I'm talking to Xavier. When I talk to AK, man, it's cool to talk to AK because he's very creative in what he thinks about. He likes to build. You know what I'm saying? A lot of imagination comes from AK. So when we're talking about imagination and being creative, I love talking to Kamari. I love talking to Kamari. Shout out to AK, man. Shout out to AK. But nah, no, those I wouldn't say they're favorites. I like doing certain things with every different job. So that's mine. Jimbo, what's yours, man?
I like how you put that, Brandon.
You got swag.
I would say for me,
you about to be PC.
No. I'm gonna be real. I would say for me, Talia, my Leah boo, she's very quick with it. She would keep you on your toes.
That's a jokester.
Yeah, she the jokester. She the jokester. She a trip, boy. And oh my God, you talking about? Don't you talking about her ears are everywhere? Her ears are everywhere.
Yeah, Elijah is a hustler too. Yeah, hustler, boy.
And my Zoe, I would say it's easier to deal with Zoe because she's so much like me. I know how to connect with her easier. Like it doesn't take any effort to connect with her because she's so similar to me. And I like Zoe because both of my children are drama queens, but Zoe, she's a drama queen as well. And she's more of a drama queen than Leah. And I like to bring her back down to earth. Both of them, but Zoe, I got to work a little harder to bring her back down. Like, hey, come back down to earth, focus. So, like Brandon said, every child is different. Every child is different. But Zoe, she mirrors me a lot more. I will say that.
Uncle Pudge, Nate said we know you got a favorite. At least they say you got a favorite. What's up?
I ain't got no favorite. I'm like you, man. I told y'all I get certain things from certain kids. You know, it's just, you know, like for Tristan, he has the kindest, biggest heart in the world. You know, he always looking out for others. And that's like myself, you know, so I like him for that. And plus he told me when I got older, you know, he gonna take care of me because I took care of them when they was little, you know, so I told him I need that in writing, so you can't go back on it. And Kaylee, she gave me the opportunity to be a girl dad. I love having a daughter because I get to talk about all this girl stuff that, you know, for some odd reason she think I'm interested in, but you know, I love her enthusiasm about it.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, that's why y'all see me with the hair. This is for her. She want me to grow my hair out so she can braid it and stuff. So, you know, I'm like, okay. And then Elijah, he my oldest. That's number one. Me and him going this summer, man, I'm teaching him how to drive. Like, you know, we get to do a lot of firsts with him. That, you know, so if I mess up, I know where I went wrong at. So the other two don't have to suffer those mistakes. So, yeah, I just, you know, I don't have a favorite. They all my favorites.
That's what's up. That answer your question, Nick?
No, but it'll do. you know, them old folks, they don't never lie who their favorite is, especially when it comes to their grandkids. Well, I was laughing in the bathroom. I was like, you know, I gotta remember to give you them playing cards. And I was like, man, Nana love Timmy. After Timmy passed, them cards going right to Brandon because you're her second favorite now.
Yeah, no, that's true though.
Grandpa, he was your first. Chanel was Nana little first little girl. Me and nobody wanted me and Nate.
Yeah, you throw them to the wolves.
Dad joke.
You can tell it's almost Father's Day. The kids suddenly want to stop all the garage sales.
Gotta get them socks.
That's not funny, but it sounds like it's true. I guess my second question was, and this is to the girl dads, and I know all y'all got girls, but as far as y'all when y'all was growing up, you know, I know Brandon and Jimmy, and Uncle Pudge, you done told us some stories. So far as like trying to get at women, now do y'all teach y'all daughters like some of the game that I mean? And I know Jimmy, your daughter's probably too young. So would you, and even you, Uncle Pudge, would y'all teach y'all daughters some of the game that these men try and play on these girls?
Yeah, of course. If you don't, you're foolish.
But you know, a lot of these people don't teach the girls the game.
For me, I told them what dudes are gonna say to you. I told them once you open your legs, what's gonna happen. Zaria's the first experience. I told her everything when she started liking boys. How he's gonna maneuver, how he's gonna act. I told her that dudes are very, very patient. Very, very patient. They may not seem like they're patient, but they're very, very patient. Once they get what they want, you'll find out who you're truly dealing with once they get what they want. And Zaria has experienced that. So yeah, and I've told Zion and Zaria the same things. You know what I'm saying? When they started liking boys. This is how it's gonna work. This is how they're gonna approach you. This is what they're gonna say. This is what they're gonna do. And you ask all of them, anything I've told them and said, it's been true. So yeah, teaching them the game, like Jimbo said, is very, very important. Very important. I think we mentioned it earlier in the show about protecting them. We can't, or not protecting them, but being there when somebody's doing something to them. We can't stop that. You can't stop when a person is whatever a person's doing to them. All we can do, and I think Jimbo mentioned, is all we can do is teach them and prepare them for what's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's going to be up to them on how they handle that situation. So to answer the question, yeah, absolutely teaching the game. It's very important.
So I mean, I'll wait for Uncle Pudge to answer. But Cree, the flip to it is, was you taught by your dad? I don't know which one of y'all want to go first.
Nah.
You wasn't taught?
Now,
do you wish you was taught? And do you think, I said, do you wish you was taught? And do you think, say he would have taught you in like high school or middle school, do you think you would have took it and planted it inside your head and moved with it?
See, my mom was more vocal, so she taught me a lot. But I always had like a sense of, the bullshit. So, but I mean, I do believe that I wish that I was taught. I can't really explain it, but I do think because of an absence of my father at one period of time, that I could have handled relationships differently. But other than that, like it's not like my mom taught me most of it, and I kind of thank God that I already had like the sense of like a guard, like I'm not dealing with this,
Like what Creature just said, it just brought me back to like I'm a firm believer on. The vast majority of the problems that we have in the world, I really believe is due to fatherlessness. Fathers not being there, not just physically, but spiritually as well, teaching kids morals and things to stand on. I feel like if fathers were doing what they're supposed to do, we won't have half the problems that we have right now.
For me, man, it started when I was younger. I was teaching my sister the game. I was like, listen, I want you to sit here with me when I'm on this phone. Listen how I talk to this girl. Listen what I tell her. Dude tell you something like that, don't believe.
Now, was your sister older or younger than you?
My sister's younger, way younger. This is my little sister. So I started with her. Now, with my daughter, I had sat her down and said, you know what? You see how I treat Tiffany around here? And you see how I treat all other women? If they can't do that for you, you don't want shit to do with them.
And
I'm like, watch how I do it. I'm starting to now. I always start, when they're a little bit younger. So somewhere around about 11, I was, 12, I'm teaching her. You watch me. If a man can't do what I do, you ain't got to be bothered because you deserve to be treated a certain way. Like I ain't saying, and I told her, I ain't saying, depend on him for everything. But I want you to be able to hold your own, but he has to treat you in a certain way. He has to respect you. He has to, be able to take care of you emotionally. He has to feed your soul. Don't listen to words. Look at the actions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the actions and the words not lining up, then he not for you. But it's hard because I'm pretty sure I've encountered women who dad taught them stuff, but at the end they grown ups. They growing and they make up their own mind and own decisions. And sometimes, as a parent, not being a parent, I think about all the things my mom said to me, and it was great advice, but I did the opposite. And so I just hope that it sticks with all of them, actually, my kids, and hopefully they'll follow, things I'm dropping on them. But at the end of the day, they're going to make up their own mind, and go in their own direction. So I just try to be available. I'm going to try to be available, just so I can be like, what happened? And I tell you, don't fall for that. That's your damn fault. You should have listened, But then we're going to figure out, how not to make that same mistake. And, I understand when your heart is involved, there's no textbook to this thing.
Dad joke.
Good man. Grow up and solve your own problems. Solve your own problems. What encouragement do you have for all fathers that'll be listening to this? What is the encouragement you're giving real quick?
Man, just be genuine. Just be real. The kids, they see that. They know when you're genuine.
Absolutely. Nick, man, what's something that you will hope a father that's looking at this will take with them?
Take your time. Be there. Think before you speak. Just know when you open your mouth, majority of everybody listening to you, whether you think they is or not.
Absolutely. Nate.
Be patient. Communication. I think them two things that go a long way.
Perfect. Uncle Pudge.
Show up. That's it. Always show up. Because the one thing when they get older, that's what they're gonna remember the most. Not the shoes you bought them, not the clothes, but you showed up and was there. That's more important to the kid than money. Just show up. Be there. Be present. Try. I don't care what you do with them. Take them to the park. The little things like that, they will remember for the rest of their life.
I think as I'll go back to as being a girl, like we want our fathers to be our protectors. So to show that you are willing to protect us, but also show emotion. Sometimes, like especially in the Caribbean family, our fathers don't show nothing. I don't even think a lot of times they don't even say I love you. It's not that they don't, it's just they don't know how to say it. Or so I think I encourage fathers to just remind their children, especially the girls, that they love them and they'll protect them and keep them safe. Yeah, I think that's something that I would encourage all fathers to do.
Perfect. And then the message I want to send to any father that's looking at this, and I actually want to take bits and pieces from what everybody said. Be genuine, like Jimbo said. Be genuine. You ain't got to sugarcoat these kids. You know what I'm saying? You ain't putting on no show for nobody. Just be genuine. Patience. Please be patient. Be slow to speak. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest one that Uncle Pudge mentioned is your presence. You know what I mean? you laying down having these kids, being these kids' lives. It's the little things. It's not about the money, the Jordans, the video games, the phones that you could potentially buy. That's just added incentives. You know what I'm saying? The presence is what's more important. You know what I mean? Sitting down, having a conversation at dinner time with your 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Even with me, I make sure I do this every day with Xavion. I make sure every day when he gets home from daycare, you need to tell me how your day went. You know what I mean? And I got a little snippet from my mom, and I told her that we was doing that. She said, "You make sure you do that because that's what he's gonna remember." You know what I'm saying? When I'm long gone and off of this earth, it's the little things that they're gonna remember. They ain't gonna sit here and remember the time you gave them $100 to go buy some cookies and trading cards and video games. They gonna remember the time you sat there with them and ate the cookies and played the video games with them.
You gave Cam $100 to get some cookies?
Huh? Nah. You know better than that. You know better than that.
I was about to say, I wish I was your kid.
You know better than that, Nick. Nah. I'm just making an example, bro. You know better than that. But they're gonna remember the time you sat there and played video games with them. You know what I'm saying? As much as I didn't want to sit there and listen to Cam talk about cars and play video games with cars, ask him, did I sit there and do it? You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff that he's gonna remember. You know what I'm saying? Cam finna be here next weekend. You know, all the things he gonna want to do, I ain't gonna want to do. But I'm gonna do it because he wants to do it. You know what I mean? He want to go out there and look at the Monte Carlo. Man, I ain't looked at it in 2 weeks. But because you want to look at it, I'm gonna go look at it with you. You know, those are the things that children remember.
Dad joke.
We having a barbecue this weekend with the family. Dad, well, don't forget the pickle is kind of a big deal.
Big deal. Get it.
Big deal. But yeah, let's get it with the Father's Day shout outs, man. Shout them out.
Father's Day shout out. Listen, I have to give a shout out to all my father figures. My Uncle Perry, of course, my dad, Jimmy Shrine. Hey, if I forget you, you know who you are.
If I forget you, you know.
To my Uncle Perry, of course, my dad, Jimmy Sr., my goddad, my /pastor/ mentor, Sheldon Times. Shoot. To all my uncles out there, y'all know who y'all are.
He gonna say, let me do a shout out and name 3 people and say,
Hey, those three, man, they were the big 3. They my big 3.
That's what's up.
Uncle Perry, my daddy, my godfather, Sheldon Times, and hey, Yeshua. Give a shout out to Yeshua. Yadhe, Vadhe, you know how it go. That's my guy.
All right. Nick, man, where your dad shout outs at?
Nah, I ain't got none. I mean, if you want me to have some, I have some because I'm not about to forget nobody.
You don't have to forget nobody.
I'm not about to name everybody. That's what I'm saying.
You can name who comes to mind. Ain't nobody finna be hurt.
Huh?
Ain't nobody finna be hurt.
That's a lot comes to mind. You got our dad. You got Uncle Eric, Uncle Steve. You got Uncle Jason, Big Lion, Uncle Valor. You got Granddad.
Uncle Barry.
Huh?
Uncle Barry.
Uncle Barry. I think those are all the uncles I know, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it's a dad shout out, not an uncle shout out.
Well, they dads though.
Yeah, they
Father figures.
Happy Father's Day to them.
Right.
Supposed to be shout outs, man, but you don't shout out everybody I was gonna shout out. But yeah, man, shout out to our grandfather as well. Shout out to our grandfather. He had a huge part of our lives as we was growing up as well. So shout out to Perman, man. Shout out to Perman.
What an old name.
Shout out to Perman, man. Shout out to June as well. Shout out to June because he played an intricate part in our life as well. Shout out to him. Nick kind of said everybody else I was gonna say. Those are 2 names that popped up that I forgot. But Uncle Pudge, man, shout out some of the dads you know, man. Shout them out on Father's Day.
Yeah, well, my dad, of course, Henry Earl Andrew. You know, that's my mom's husband, but he's been more of a dad than my real dad. So definitely give him his props. Coming up, my uncles, Uncle Maine, Uncle Buck, Uncle Jake. That was my big three, and I love my uncles to death. Rest in peace to my Uncle Buck. Them the only dad figures I ever had in my life.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Lucretia, shout out to your dads.
Okay, so of course my Heavenly Father, God, but my daddy, you know, aka Rico Suave, who we call him.
Is he Rico Suave?
No, he's real smooth. Like my dad's real smooth.
Yeah, a smooth criminal.
Yeah, his hair, like he got like them waves, like his like we used to call him that. Like a lot of my friends used to call him Rico Suave when I was growing up because he's just a smooth guy. But no, so him and basically every father that I know, like I can't name all y'all, but I see what you're doing. You guys are doing great, and I can't wait to see more.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, listen, before we get out, I need to hear from everybody on what their dad meant to them. Anybody can start. What did your dad mean to you? Or what does he mean to you? Uncle Pudge, I'm gonna let you start.
If we're talking about my biological father,
we don't have to. We talk about the person that's
I'm just saying, because he actually did help me in a way that he probably never intended. He taught me to show up and be there for my kids. That he meant for me, he meant everything not to do as a father. You know, kept me wanting to be better than him and do better than him. Now, when we talking about my mom's husband, that man mean the world to me. You know, so I know I can call him and talk to him. He's so soft-spoken and easy, laid back, and he's actually a funny dude. His personality matches mine. You know, so means a lot to me.
That's what's up. Cree.
I'll go. So I can't really put into words what my dad means to me. Oh, I'm in the spotlight. Look at that. But so I'll give a story on why I like my dad means so much to me. So did my 33rd birthday in December. During that time, my dad has he does have cancer, but you know he's doing really well. But at that point in time, he was not doing that great. And I had a birthday party. And on that day, I was like, Dad, like, if you can't come, you can't come. I understand, because he wasn't feeling too well and stuff like that. So, you know, I got to my party and stuff like that, and my dad shows up. And I was just like, yo, like, I didn't think he would, like, because my dad couldn't really walk as fast. He was just really in pain because of the type of cancer that he has. So he showed up anyway, although he couldn't dance, although he couldn't do much. He took pictures with me, but he showed up. And I was just like, yo, that's my dad right there. So that meant so much to me, because at the end of the day, he was like, that is my daughter. I love her. No matter what I am going through internally, I'm going to show up. So, yeah.
That's what's up, Cree. That's what's up. Hey, Nick, how much pops mean to you, man?
I think us three are going to have similar answers, but Dad was just laid back. He was life of the party. Always good time when we was with him. Imperfect, but through everything, you knew he loved his kids.
Right.
Like I said, Dad was a good time. Every time we was in Ocala, we ain't had nothing but smiles on our face. He took us to what was that water park called?
Wild Waters.
Wild Waters.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Jake now. Back in the day, it was fun. It was straight.
Yeah.
Daddy taught us how to swim. Threw us, him and Uncle Derek threw us in the water, and that's how they taught us. It was all love.
That's what's up. Hey, Nate, man. What pops mean to you, man?
Like you said, we all gonna have similar answers, but good time, funny. He couldn't sing, but he tried. It was just a good time every time we all got together at Nana House, and just good time. That's like when you say Russell, just that's the word that comes to like most of everybody's mind. Just good time.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, same with y'all. Good time. I remember him taking us to go see Toy Story when it came out in theaters, man.
Drumline too, with him and Timmy. Boy, that's
yeah.
why I don't like going to theaters.
Yeah, because the jokers was talking through the whole movie. But just a fun time, man. Like Nick said, he taught us how to swim. Just threw us in the water. Taught us how to swim. He taught us how to ride bikes. You know what I mean? He taught us how to do that. As everybody know, our father is deceased, but we miss him, man. We miss him a lot. It's not a day that don't go by that we don't think of Pops. And it's not a day that go by I don't hear his voice. I don't hear his goofy laugh, because he had one of the most goofiest laughs in the world, man. And not a day that go by you don't hear me though. You know what I'm saying? And then he was cool. He was a weird cool though. Like
Pops did not know how to dress, like on the casual. But he knew how to put a suit on.
What? As a casual look, man, you'll see him with the jeans over the belly and the Hawaiian shirt and wife beater. But when it was time, when it was time to step into a suit, well, who is Steve Harvey? Who is Steve Harvey when you say it's time for him to step in a suit? But man, we miss him a lot, man. He mean a lot to all of us. Yeah, we just miss him a lot. So shout out to Pops, man. May he rest in peace. And
dad joke.
Why did the Mexican guy push his wife over the cliff? Tequila. Gotcha.
Before we get out, this is going to be a special message from our very own Not Your Average Chef Jimbo with his insert of Hero. Y'all check it out.
Father's Day. That's what not just myself, but many of us call it. Until one day, I heard a wise man once say, "Why should my kids be looking up to Captain America and Jay-Z and Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and Frank Sinatra and any politician, an entertainer, a ball player, whatever. Why should we allow and push our kids to look and idolize and call other people heroes and idols and whatever, when everything starts in the home? You're the one that clothe them and feed them and teach them, and you're there for them in their weak moments and their strong moments. Can we start a trend today? Can we do a hashtag Heroes Day? Hashtag Happy Heroes Day. To all the fathers out there from the barbecue, Happy Heroes Day to you. Keep your head up, stay encouraged. Remember, whatever society tells you that you're not important, society tells you that you're not needed, but you're needed. You're very important. You are the influencer of your house. You're the one that's gonna help build and shape and mold your home and your children and the community that's around you. That's stuff that heroes do. So to all my fathers out there, soon to be fathers, y'all keep your head up, stay encouraged. Like I said, from the barbecue, from all of us here at the barbecue, Happy Heroes Day. Hashtag Heroes Day. Y'all help us with this. Let's make this a trend. Happy Heroes Day to all of the fathers out there. We love y'all. Thank y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are family members with the Family Talk Barbecue. We just want to say Happy Father's Day. You are not ignored. We know Mother's Day is a big deal, but around here at the barbecue, Father's Day is a big deal. It's a
Hey,
big deal.
I don't think none of us mentioned it, but we got a couple of gifts for you fathers that check in.
Absolutely. To all the fathers that checked in on this episode, please like, subscribe, and share, and also comment. Again, like, subscribe, share, also comment.
Comment your Cash App.
Yeah, comment your Cash App. So if you're watching, we know that you watched the whole show. I like how you did that, Dick. We know if you watch the whole show, comment your Cash App. Then
Coach A one on here, but happy Father's Day to Coach A.
Yes, absolutely. Happy Father's Day to Coach A. Let's say happy Father's Day to Jody because he got godchildren and he an uncle as well. So happy Father's Day to our very own Michael Stokes. I keep calling him Jody. Happy Father's Day to him. Happy Father's Day to Jimbo, Uncle Pudge. Man, happy Father's Day to Nate the Great and Nick as well, man. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
Happy Father's Day,
amazing.
We enjoyed this. We love you guys. We got season 2 brewing.
Woo!
Season 2 is brewing. Y'all stay locked in, stay tapped in, as I like to say, and we will be back soon.
We're raising the roof.
Yeah, we're coming up.
We're coming up. So, any last words for our fathers before we let out?
I love you guys. Do a great job, and I can't wait to see the mighty men and women that you raised.
Always be present, and remember, it's just man showing up. That's pretty much the biggest part of it. Just keep showing up, and trust me, they'll take care of you down the road. And if always getting it right when they say it, though.
Must be the contract. Nate, any last words, Nate?
Nah, just happy Father's Day and love y'all.
Yeah, man. Same thing when Nate said too. We love y'all.
Can I say something in Creole? Can I say it in Creole?
Absolutely.
All right. Pour tout papa yo, bonne fête papa.
Hey, we're gonna leave on that note. I'm B, the CEO, First Lady Creed. We got Nick. We got Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, Uncle Pudge, and Nate the Great, not your average chef, Jimbo. Holla at your boy, Jody Skywalker.
Jimbo and Coach
A.
And Michael Stokes.
Yeah, man. Shout out to those dudes. We'll see y'all in season 2. We out here.
Season 2.
Tell them I ain't mad, baby. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody ever take this moment from me. So nigga, while I got it, the fuck it, it's all good. It's all good. Straight up, it's all good. Tell them it's all good. Tell them I ain't mad if they ain't know me. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody ever take this moment from me. So nigga, while I got it, the fuck it, it's all good.